Hi, my name's Kristen Boddy and I'm an IELTS teacher at Viva College in Brisbane. Today in Spotlight on IELTS, we're continuing our series talking about the academic IELTS writing test, Task 1. So a few months ago, I described the process that you should follow when you're talking about maps. This is a task that many students are worried about, and I'm trying to help you understand that it's quite a simple process as long as you know how to approach it. So today, I thought that it would be useful if I showed you a little bit of my planning process when I look at a question for the first time. Don't forget that you have 20 minutes for this task and you need to write 150 words. So my recommendation is that in the first 5 minutes, you don't start writing your answer, you just plan what you're going to say. A lot of students don't like to plan because they're so nervous and they want to start writing straight away. But if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So be very careful. All right, so let's imagine that I'm seeing this question for the first time. What do I do? The first thing that I would do is look at the dates. So here we have 1950, here we have 1980, and here we have 2010. So we have a 30-year period in between each of these maps with an overall period of 60 years. So all of these maps need to be described in the past. All right, so what do I do first? Well, I look at the 1950 map and I analyze it in sections. So let's analyze the sections of the map. In the top right corner, I have a school. In the top left corner, I have a playground. In the bottom left corner, I have a roundabout. And in the bottom right corner, I have a post office. Let's see how the maps have changed after this initial layout. Moving to 1980, I can see that the playground is still exactly the same. I can also see that the school is exactly the same. So here we have two similarities. I can see, however, that the roundabout has been changed and is now a car park, and I can see that the post office has been extended and it now contains a supermarket as well. So we have two similarities and two differences. Now in 2010, the playground, which was the same over the first 30-year period, has actually been changed and is now a smaller park. The school, which was unchanged in the first 30 years, has now actually been extended and also includes a playground. The roundabout, which was changed into a car park after the first 30 years, no longer exists on its own, and nor does the post office or the supermarket, because they have all been combined into one big shopping centre and car park. So if I were in my actual test, I'd be making quick notes of these changes and the similarities over the periods of time. I'd also be making notes of the key verbs that I would be using. For example, extended, demolished, replaced, renovated, combined, etc. I would also remind you that it's important not to use the active voice, but to use the passive voice when you're describing these changes. Why? Simply because our focus is not on the person doing the action, our focus is on the action itself. So when I come to write my answer now, I have 15 minutes left. I've planned carefully what the changes are, so I should be able to write my answer quite quickly. And 150 words is not that many to write in 15 minutes. In my first paragraph, I'm going to introduce the map and the information which is in the question, but I'm going to paraphrase the question. And then I'm going to give an overall statement in which I describe how many changes have taken place in total. In my second paragraph, I'll probably just describe the first two sections of the map. And in my third paragraph, I'll describe the second two sections of the map. In this way, I'll be able to give some nice comparisons over the 60-year period without simply describing each map one by one, which would be quite boring for the examiner to read. So let's quickly summarize what we've talked about today. When you're writing this type of task, it's very important that you spend 5 minutes planning your ideas. Look at the map in sections and identify the changes and the similarities over the sections through the period of time. And then when you're about to write your answer, think first about the verbs that you're going to use, and don't forget that you need to use the passive voice. My name's Kristen Boddy. I'm an IELTS teacher at Viva College in Brisbane. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any questions or would like to leave any comments, please leave them in the comments section below, and I hope that you can join us again next time for Spotlight on IELTS. Bye for now.